using this metaphysics law, you can literally change your life for better. Okay, a lot of people will gonna have a lot of thoughts about why are you telling us about metaphysics laws, or why we are talking about it. But just hear me for a second, and we're gonna just recognize this all of this thing, or understand this thing with an open mind. Okay, and then in the last, you will gonna decide what you have to do with it, watch it or not. Okay, but hear me for a second about it, because I usually don't believe like previously I don't believe in all of this thing, that whatever law that is described in a spiritual book or anything like that. But as I applying or believing in these laws, or literally practically applying that in my life, it literally changed things for me, and that's why I'm making this video, to share all of this thing with you, so you can also change your life for better and get what you really want in your life. That's why I'm telling you about all of these laws. So I will gonna tell you about all of this law according to my personal experience with it. Okay, so that's why all the laws that is mentioned in this video is based on my personal experience. And if you really want a part 2 of this video, you can tell me in the comments. Okay, so obviously we consume nowadays a lot of contents, okay, on manifesting or metaphysics, but some concept goes onto our mind, and some not. That a lot of people talk about law of attraction, law of vibration, law of polarity, but the deep the deepness that they lock hold, like a lot of people fail to describe that in their videos or content. That's why I'm telling this to you, that how you can primary conceptualize or making a base into your mind about all of this law, and just applying it by that understanding. Because understanding something accurately or correctly is very important. If you listen someone on a reel for a 5 second, and you will think that, oh, I know the law of vibration or law of attraction, this can't happen, and you will not gonna understand it, and you will fail to apply it in your life, because in that 5 second of video, they will not gonna tell you about all of this deep thinking about behind that law. So that's why I'm telling you about this. And a lot of people know that we know all of this law, but we don't know how to apply that law into our life. We don't know about it, to make our life better. Because a lot of people, like I see a lot of people every day in Instagram that is talking about metaphysics and about its laws, but very small percent of people can literally apply that, rightly can apply that thing, apply that law into their life. Because I see a lot of people, that's why a lot of people just see that for a 5 second in that video, they apply it into their life, and there is no result, like they didn't get any result by doing that thing, because their base is that 5 second reel. So how he can or she can get a result from it, so that's why we get to hear a lot of fluff thing about manifestation, and about all of this thing. But that's why I'm making this video, to tell you that how literally it has very deep meaning behind it, and how you can understand deeply and literally apply that into your own life. Okay, so we know all this law, but don't have any understanding of it subconsciously. Like we get to understand about all of this law, but they get into our short term memory, it didn't get to our long term memory in our subconscious mind. So it is very important to just understand it very well, so it can go into our long term memory, and we can apply it, and making a strong base about all of this law. So first we will talk about law of mentalism. Okay, so I'm also want to tell you that in this video, whatever law I am telling you, I have a neuroscience backed theory behind all of these laws and metaphysics, and a book by Aristotle that is based on the metaphysics. The book name is Metaphysics. So I just accumulate all the theories, or just know about all of this thing from neuroscience point of view, and want to tell you about it. Okay, so behind this law that I'm talking here, there is a three thing content from the metaphysics book by Aristotle. Second thing, neuroscience theories, or all about that thing, and obviously metaphysics. Okay, so our first thing is law of mentalism. So what is this? So I want to tell you like quote from the Aristotle book of metaphysics, based on this concept of law of mentalism, that the soul never thinks without an image. And I really want you to just it very well, so it can get into your mind very deeply, because this code is too good. Like, I really love this quote, like the soul never thinks without an image. So all experience is fundamentally mental or consciousness based. So like all experience we have in our life, it is fundamentally very mental. Whatever sad thing we experience, whatever good thing we experience in our life, is all based just got into our head. We have that type of experience from that thing. We say a lot of time this thing. So what is the neuroscience behind this law of mentalism? So there is a predictive processing theory that is called PPT. So your brain does not passively perceive reality, it actively predicts reality and then correct itself. So my point here is that, like, brain predicts instead of seeing. Why? Because its job is survival, not truth. Okay, so what I tell you, that brain predicts instead of seeing. Why? Because its job is survival, not truth. So whatever you are seeing, you are not seeing the reality that is in front of your eyes. You are seeing the thing that your brain predicting. I also see this thing in my previous video, that color literally didn't exist in this 3D world. It just made up in our own mind. So that is also very true, that brain predict thing instead of seeing. So it always predicting something. So if you are thinking about your own life mentally, that I am this, I am that, like I am a bad person, or I am a this or that person, I look ugly, or anything like that, means you are predicting your future at that same time. So brain predict things or our future according to our beliefs and identity. That's why I tell you in every of my video, that work on your beliefs and your identity, because it is very important thing. That's like, it is a lens for your brain. Like from your brain sees your reality, beliefs and identity, your self concept, all are just lens from your brain sees everything. So that's why mind is so important. It just primary thing of our reality. It's just our primary base of our reality. It's just our glass. Okay, so if you understand what is going on your mind, you can know what is going on your life. So first see the cause, then the effect. Your mind is the cause, and everything you experience in your life, or like all of this effect that you experience right now, it is because of your brain. Okay, so if presently you have certain type of reality, means you already have that image of prediction inside your brain before that reality manifested. Okay, so this is all about law of mentalism. That's why I'm telling you in every of my video, that literally work on your self concept. If you really want to go ahead in your life, if you really want to go ahead in your life, think big for your own self. If you will not think big for your own self, then nothing will gonna happen for you, because you are the thing. You are the main thing of your life. Your brain is the main thing, and everything you experience, everything you have in your mind right now, it's just a lens that you see your own world. That's why it is very important for you. Okay, so But if repeatedly you have an opposing image of reality that you don't want, you eventually will gonna manifest it. If you repeatedly assuming, thinking in your mind that I don't think this will gonna work for me, I don't know I will gonna get that job or not. If you are thinking opposingly or oppositely with your desired reality, then the same will gonna happen in your life. So the repetition is very important. Being aware about the repetition of things that is occurring in your mind is very important. To just be aware about that thing, like what is going on in your mind 24/7. Just be aware about it. So this is all about law of mentalism, that I really want to tell you that how your mental plane or your mind is really a big key in your own life, that is playing game with you. Okay, so yeah, our second law is law of cause and effect. It is a very I think law of cause and effect is also mentioned in the book of four agreements, and I really love it. So current understanding is the effect of past beliefs, experience and focus. So whatever current reality you're thinking about your own self, whatever understanding you have right now, like it is the effect, but its cause has already happened in your past. And the belief that you have right now, the identity thing inside your own mind about your own self, is like you have about it, about your own self, like whatever identity you think about your own self right now is the effect of the past causes that you have in your life. If you think that I am very weak, is not a reality, but it's just a effect of the cause that happened in past, where you see yourself as a weak person. That's why you are telling your own self right now that I am a weak, because its cause is different. It is in the past and the effect is happening in the present. So that's why this understanding this law is very important. Understanding is conditioned, not spontaneous. So neuroscience also, like in the book of metaphysics of Aristotle, it is also mentioned that understanding is conditioned, not spontaneous. Whatever understanding we have about everything, it is conditional, it is come from our past. Whatever parent, like whatever thinking, whatever understanding our parents gave us, they just living in inside our vessel right now. So it is not spontaneous. It has a cause, and we are living being that is living in that effect of that thoughts. And neuroscience also tell you that nothing happens by chance, everything has a cause. So like conditioning, neural causality, reaction are conditioned. This all of this thing are like very conditioned. Your neural patterns, your neural connections also like a cause, like whatever neural patterns you have right now is also an effect of a cause that is happen inside your mind. Okay, so reaction on things, like whatever reaction I give to everything, it comes from my internal environment, and that reaction was like projected on the external environment. So it is very important, like whatever you are living right now, whatever reality you are living right now, is just the effect just that happened inside your internal reality. So your internal reality, your internal thoughts about your own self is just the cause of everything that you are experiencing right now. Okay, whatever external thing that you are experiencing, whatever effect of it you are experiencing right now, is just all about the cause, that is your internal world, and your external world is just it's an effect of that thing. So that's why understanding this law is very important for you. That's why I'm telling you about it. So we have covered all of these three things. So just come up into our third law, that is law of vibration. So a lot of people know about it, law of attraction, law of vibration, and I think a lot of people don't want to hear this word, like they will gonna hear it a lot of time in social media or in any social media platform. So it is impossible that anything should come to be without motion. That is mentioned in the Aristotle book of metaphysics, that it is very impossible that anything should come to be without any motion. Everything has a motion behind it. There is a momentum in everything. So overall frequency, our emotion is a very major thing in our frequency. So it is a wide part of our whole frequency. Our emotion is a very wide part. Neuroscience also tell this thing, that brain oscillation, like neuroscience also proved that thing, that there is a thing that is called brain oscillation. So the brain function through electrical oscillations. So it can measurable by ECG also. So you can hear about the brain waves, that is about like delta, beta, alpha, gamma, all of this state or waves, that is a state in our own mind, that is called brain waves. So every waves has their own vibration, their own essence in our own body. So our thoughts emits frequency, your emotions translate frequency, and all of this repetition of emotions and thoughts create your reality. So whatever you are thinking right now is also emitting in frequency into your environment. I'm not talking anything fluff or spiritual or nugget thing. I'm not telling you about all of this spiritual manifestation thing, but it is just a reality that our brain literally functions in electrical oscillations. So that is very important to be aware about what is the repetition of thoughts you are having, because your frequency, your energy will gonna instantly will gonna tell this thing about whatever repetition of thoughts you have into your own mind. Because 24/7 you are emitting that frequency, you are emitting everything related to it. So your frequency matter a lot in your own life. Like your frequency is made up of your belief, self concept, focus, conviction. Your frequency is just based on all of this thing. So 24/7, whatever you are thinking about your life, about your own things, is also emitting a frequency, and every day there is a frequency of your own. So just adding that in, if we add that frequency for 365 days, means it is affecting you, your frequency literally affecting your things. So that's why it is very important to be aware about your own thoughts, about your own frequency, or about your own vibration. That's why law of vibration is very important key to your own life, to literally experience the vibration that you really want to. Okay, so don't be sucked on anything like that is out of your vibration, that is not your vibration. Don't just go on to that thing that you don't want in your life. Don't go on to that vibration that you really don't want in your life. So yeah, that is all about law of vibration. So our fourth law is law of polarity. And I think I use this law in every of my video, that where I tell you about creating the indifference between the good and bad, like I always tell you in my all of my videos. And so from the book of Aristotle of metaphysics, it said that opposites are degrees of same thing. Everything has poles. Opposites are the same thing in different degrees. Okay, so opposite are different intensity levels of same neural network. That is mentioned in our neuroscience, that opposite are different intensity levels of the same neural network. If you are thinking that I am in a fear, but at the same time we can change it into a courage, into a courage feeling. So it is not a very different thing. It is just existing in the same vibration, in the same intensity level, but from the same neural network. So if I tell you an example, like there is a set, you are in the set, state of being, like you are very sad, and at the same time there is another pole that is of happiness. So they are not separate systems. They are two ends of one mechanism, so they are the same of one mechanism. So they are separate, they have no separate system, they are just two ends of the one mechanism. That's why I tell you to create the indifference between your success and failure also. That's how you can create unity inside your own self. You can create a oneness energy in your vibration, in your frequency, of not affecting by any failure or any success. So law of polarity is, that's why it is very important for you to understand it and just apply it into your own life. So that is how law of polarity work into your own life. Just create that indifference. Be aware about the polarity that something is containing in its own self. So apply all of this law into your own life according to your own situation, like whatever your current situation is right now. You have to just apply all of this law. And if you really want the part 2 of this video where I can mention more laws like this, so you can tell me in the comments about it. So yeah, this is all about for the part 1, and yeah, I will gonna meet you in the next video. Tab tak ke liye bye bye.